Hey Yoga Breeze community, it's Des. Welcome back to our YouTube channel and thank you for taking time to come to your mat today. Today is going to be a gentle, slow-moving practice. We're going to take some time to just nurture our bodies and get a little bit of movement in. I know for myself, finding movement throughout the day has been a little bit more challenging during this quarantine since my routines have been thrown off. So I've grabbed a blanket and 2 blocks that we may or may not need. If you don't have blocks, big books or anything shaped similar will work. And I also grabbed some water to have nearby just to remind myself to stay hydrated. We can help curb some of those headaches that might come with these recent stressors, so we'll make sure to have that nearby. Today's practice is going to be slow, gentle, and hopefully comforting for you. So if you would like to pause this video and set up your space to help facilitate that, maybe by dimming down the lights, turning on some nice background music, lighting candles, incense, anything that's going to help set the mood for yourself, take the time to do that now. So when you're ready and established in your space, we're going to start lying on our backs. So we'll set aside our props for the moment. We'll start with the feet on the floor and we'll just lie back. Now, if you have some sensitivity in the low back or there's any achiness, go ahead and keep the feet on the floor. We'll take the feet as wide as our mats and let the knees drop in. If the low back is feeling pretty good today, then we'll just extend the legs nice and long. And whether the feet are together or widen to a comfortable distance is your personal preference. We're always welcome to relax the arms beside the body, or for a little bit more grounding and comfort, we can take that left hand to the heart space and the right hand to the low belly. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose, open the mouth, sigh it out. We'll slowly let the eyelids close and we'll settle into this space. We'll let the breath slowly flow in and out of the nose. We'll feel the body gently begin to release all muscular engagement, everything from the expression of the face, any clenching of the jaw. We'll let the shoulders slide down, melt into the mat. The feet maybe flop open. And as we rest in this space, gently tune into sensations experienced, sounds heard, over chatter of the mind. So instead of narrating our experience, take these moments to just simply feel everything from the floor beneath you to the temperature in the room. Feeling that ocean-like flow of breath entering in through the nose, rising into the belly, expanding ribs and chest. And just as it came, it slowly flows back out. We'll slowly begin to invite some small movements of fingers and toes into the body, observing them just as we did every other sensation in our place of stillness. We'll begin to increase that movement by maybe rounding wrists, ankles, taking the head from side to side on your mat. And we'll take a big stretch. We'll reach the arms overhead, point the toes, extending the legs long. From fingertip to toe tip, we stretch. Take a big inhalation through the nose. Open the mouth. Sigh it out. Taking your time. We'll gently begin to bend into the knees. We'll bring the feet first to the floor. And then we'll draw the knees in close to the body, wrapping the arms around the shins or taking the hands to the backs of the thighs. Feel free to add any movement that feels good for you, maybe some rocking from side to side. Or even drawing the chin in towards the chest and lifting the forehead towards the knees, but we'll keep the shoulders softened down away from the ears. When you're ready, we'll let the feet, the shoulders, the head come down to the mat. We'll roll over to the side, taking a moment in the fetal position, using the arm to support the head and neck. Knees drawing up towards the forehead, and the forehead down towards the knees. We'll press ourselves slowly up to a comfortable seated shape. And as we move into our comfortable shape, prop yourselves as needed. Maybe taking that blanket underneath the sits bones, or even taking blocks underneath the knees or thighs, giving the legs something to rest into. We'll settle into our seat as we feel each vertebrae stack on top of one another to lengthen long and tall, keeping the crown of the head reaching upwards towards the ceiling. Sits bones grounding down into the blanket. We'll soften the eyes closed in our upright shape. And as we take our next breath in, we'll reach the arms nice and wide up towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, we'll bring the hands together in front of heart center. Our inhalation reaches the arms wide again, out and up overhead. As we exhale, palms slowly come together in front of the heart. One last time, we open up through the front, we open the arms wide, we reach up towards the ceiling, maybe take an extra moment to reach, stretch up, lengthen through all sides of the spine. And as we exhale, hands come together in front of the heart. On your next breath out, we'll soften the eyes open. So we're going to move on to a pranayama technique called alternate nostril breathing. I find this breath technique to be very soothing and comforting, especially in times of stress and anxiety. For those of you with heart, lung conditions, or would like to just skip this part altogether and move on to physical movement, I'll place the timestamp here so you can jump to that. But I definitely recommend giving it a shot. It takes a few times to drop into a place where it feels comfortable and natural, but we'll try it out together. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our hang loose sign, and we're going to bring our pinky down. We're going to stick that ring finger up instead, so we have our modified hang loose. If this is not comfortable for you, we can just use our thumb and index finger. But what we're going to do, we're going to plug up one nostril. So I'll plug up the right. We're going to take an inhalation through the left. At the top of my breath, I'm going to unplug the right, plug the left, and breathe out through the right. We'll breathe in through the right And at the top of our breath, we switch once again. Right nostril plugged, left opened up. Breathe out through the left. Inhale through the left. At the top of our breath, we switch. We slowly breathe out through the right. We breathe in through the right once again. Top of your breath, we switch. Breathe out through the left. And again, breathe in through the left. Switch sides. Breathe out through the right. And we breathe back in through the right. Switch at that gentle suspension at the top of your breath. We'll take a few breaths here, moving with your own flow, your own slow rhythm of breath, switching sides at the top of your breath in. We'll finish up with one more round on each side. And when you're ready, we'll release both hands down onto the knees or thighs, palms up or down, whichever is preferred. We'll let the eyes soften closed. We drop the technique, and we return to our slow rhythm of breath, that natural slow state. When you're ready to move on, we're going to set aside our blanket. Well, I'm actually going to keep my blanket. We're going to move into a tabletop shape. So if you have sensitivity of the knees, we'll keep it on our mat. So we're just going to open it up across the center of our mat. We're going to come to hands and knees with the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. We'll spread our fingers to a comfortable distance. And we'll gently grip the finger pads into the mat. Crown of the head is still reaching forward towards the top of your mat. And instead of sinking down into our shoulders, we'll make sure we're pressing into our mats to lift up away from our mats. We'll soften the eyes closed if that's comfortable for you. And on your breath in, we're going to drop the belly, lift the head and the hips, shine the heart forward, moving nice and slow to begin with. As we exhale, we round into the spine, drop the crown of the head, tuck the tailbone. Inhale as the belly drops, head and hips lift. We gently stretch a little bit more, maybe a little deeper. And as we exhale, we round. Our inhalation shines the heart forward as the belly drops. And as we exhale, we round. We'll take a few more rounds on our own, adding on any additional movement that feels good to get you warmed up today. Maybe taking the hips from side to side, the hips back towards the heels, or even some hip circles. We're just going to take these next few breaths to listen to our body and find a little organic movement. If we're taking circles in one way, we'll make sure we go into the opposite direction. Slowly, we'll make our way back to center, finding ourselves back in that tabletop shape. We're going to take the knees together. We'll settle the hips back towards the heels, and we'll let the forehead melt down towards the mat. We're welcome if it's more comfortable to separate the knees or even take a block underneath the chest or forehead. We'll find a shape that's comfortable for us, and we'll just exhale. Find yourself relaxed onto the mat, eyes closed, shoulders gently rounding forward. On your next breath in, we'll slowly begin to rise back up to that tabletop shape. From our tabletop shape, we're going to keep the left hand right where it's at. We're going to reach the right arm out to the side and up towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, we're going to dive that right arm underneath the body, bringing the right side of the head to the mat. The right arm reaching over towards the left. That left hand can stay right where it's at, or we can reach it towards the front of our mat. Palm gently pressing down into the mat. That right shoulder gently rolling forward. That left shoulder rolling up and back. We'll bring the left hand back underneath the left shoulder, big press to reach that right arm out from underneath us. We extend up towards the ceiling, and then we'll bring the right hand to the floor. Right hand will stay down this time as we reach the left arm out and up. And as we exhale, slow dive, left side of the head comes to the mat. Left arm reaches over towards the right. Same option here, the right hand can stay where it's at, or reach towards the front of your mat, palm pressing down to assist that right shoulder rolling back. We'll bring the right hand underneath right shoulder, big press. We reach the left arm out from underneath us. And then we'll bring the left hand back to the mat. We'll bring the big toes together, separate the knees as wide as our mat, and we'll settle the hips back for child's pose once again. We'll walk the fingertips forward, melt the forehead down towards our mat. Our next breath in, we'll gently press ourselves up to a tabletop shape. We're welcome to keep our blanket where it's at, or we can move it off to the side. But we're going to make our way down onto our bellies. from on our bellies. We're going to stack the hands and we'll take the head to one side. Let the eyes close for just a few breaths. Feel the legs, the glutes, the shoulders. Relax. We'll slowly lift the head, taking it to the other side. Just like our first reclined shape, maybe we recognize the sensations experienced in this relaxed pose. Watching the body lift and rise from the earth as we inhale, and slowly descend down towards the earth as we exhale. When you're ready, we're going to open the arms nice and wide in that T shape. We're going to bring the right side of the head to the mat, tops of the feet pressing down into our mat as well. We're going to bend into the left elbow, bringing the hand underneath the shoulder, little grasshopper legs, as we squeeze that left elbow in towards the body. Right palm is pressing down, still wide in that T shape. And nice and slow, we're going to begin to press into that left hand as we begin to roll over towards the right. Maybe the hips stack, the legs stack. Any pain, we've gone too far, we'll roll back forward. If we have a little bit more space in our shoulders, we're welcome to keep rolling over towards the right, maybe even bending into the top left leg and bringing the toes behind the body. If we're very open in the shoulders, we're even welcome to reach that left arm back behind us. We move slowly, maybe even interlacing the hands behind the body. One more deep breath in. As we exhale, we'll slowly bring the hands, that left hand back underneath the left shoulder. If that left leg is extended or bent, we'll extend it. We'll roll back onto the belly and reach that left arm wide. We'll switch sides. Left arm is out in that T shape. Right elbow is bent, palm underneath the shoulder. And we gently roll over towards the left. One side might feel a little different than the other, so any pain, we've gone too far, we're going to just move to a point that feels comfortable. Maybe we bring that top leg behind the body, or even reach that right arm back to interlace with the left. One more deep breath in. We'll slowly bring right hand back to the mat. We'll extend that right leg long if it was bent. And we'll roll back onto the belly. Hands stack. Head rests. On our next breath in, we're going to bring the tops of the feet to press down into our mats. We're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to squeeze the elbows in towards the side bodies. And we're going to gently lengthen the tailbone down. Feel the pubic bone pressing into your mat. We're going to keep an engagement in the belly. And without pressing hard into the hands, gentle press into the hand, we're going to shine the heart forward and up. Shoulders relax down, the back body, shoulder blades squeezing. Belly is so strong here, maybe we even hover the hands. One more deep breath in. As we exhale, we slowly lower, hands stack. We take the other side of the head to our mat. We'll bring the tops of the feet to press down into our mat. Belly's engaged, pubic bone pressing down towards the mat. Hands underneath the shoulders, our little grasshopper arms squeezing into the side bodies. Our next inhalation, we shine the heart forward and up. One more deep breath in. And as we exhale, we relax. Side of the head comes to the mat. Taking our time, we'll slowly begin to press ourselves up to a tabletop shape. From our tabletop shape, we're going to tuck the toes under, and nice and slow with a big press of the hands and engaged belly, we're going to lift the hips up and back for our first downward facing dog. We'll begin to pedal into the feet, bending and straightening into the legs. Keep pressing the hands down and forward into your mat to lift the hips up and back. Take any movement here that feels good for your body. And then we'll find ourselves back in stillness. Our next breath in, we'll lift high up onto the toes. And as we exhale, we'll settle the heels towards the mat. As we inhale, we lift high up onto the toes. As we exhale, heels towards the mat. One last time, we inhale high up onto the toes. And as we exhale, the heels settle. We'll lift our gaze up towards the thumbs, and taking as many steps as needed, we walk the feet forward. We'll take a moment here in our forward fold, bending into the knees as generously as needed, letting the head hang for just a moment. And with a big press of the feet, we'll roll all the way up to standing. We'll inhale the arms out and up overhead. And as we exhale, we'll bring the palms together in front of heart center. Take that deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth. Sigh it out. Now in our Tadasana shape, our mountain pose, we'll take a moment to feel the floor beneath our feet. So we'll spread the toes to a nice comfortable distance, all 10 toes pressing down into our mat. The feet about a fist width distance apart. And we'll keep a softness in our knees. There's no need to lock the knees straight here. We'll feel all four corners of the feet, equal in balance and weight distribution. The hands can relax beside the body, palms facing forward. We're welcome to bring the palms together. Or once again, we can take that left hand to the heart and the right hand to the low belly. Feel the shoulders relax away from the ears. Maybe if it's comfortable and balance is present, the eyes can even close. But we'll feel length in the spine. Lengthen all sides of the spine. So instead of rounding forward or even pressing the hips forward, we're nice and tall here with a gentle tuck of the pubic bone to keep engagement in the belly, a gentle engagement. We still feel that gentle inflation of belly, ribs, and chest as we stand tall, grounded, rooted into our Tadasana. Feel that gentle contraction of the body as we breathe out. Full inhalations through the nose. Complete exhalations back out through the nose. On our next breath in, we'll reach the arms out to the side and up overhead. As we exhale, we'll take a swan dive all the way forward. Our inhalation brings us to a half lift, hands to the shins or thighs as we lengthen into the spine. As we exhale, big forward fold. We'll press the feet into the mat as we roll up to standing, inhaling the arms out and up overhead. As we exhale, hands come together in front of heart center. Our next breath in, arms go wide and high. As we exhale, we swan dive forward. We'll inhale to a half lift. Exhale, we fold. We roll to rise on our inhalation, arms sweep out and up. Exhale, palms come together. One last time, we inhale the arms wide and high. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale to your half lift. Exhale, we fold. We roll to rise all the way up, arms sweep wide and high. Exhale, palms together. Deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and sigh it out. When you're ready, we're going to make our way to the center of our mats. In this space, we might actually need our blocks. One or two, as you preferred. I'm just going to place mine at the center of my mat, off to the left side. And I'm going to heel toe my feet nice and wide here. So my toes are facing forward to begin with. And then I'm going to take my hands to my hips. I'm going to make sure that I have my tailbone gently lengthening down and a gentle lift of the pubic bone to keep the belly nice and engaged instead of sticking the booty out and letting the belly fall forward. So nice, strong, almost like a superhero pose here. And I'm going to point the right toes towards the front of my mat. I'm going to check to see that I have either heel to heel alignment or heel to instep, and then I'm going to turn those left toes about 45 degrees towards the upper corner of my mat. I'm going to make sure that I'm pressing down and forward through that front right foot, down into the big toe mound, not gripping into the toes. Maybe the toes lift here for just a moment as I place them down. And I'm going to gently reach the arms nice and wide. From fingertips to fingertips, I'm reaching in opposite directions. That outer edge of that left foot is pressing into my mat. And I'm going to take a look down at my right knee, keeping that strong, engaged belly the entire time. I'm going to begin to bend into the right knee, stopping once the knee is over the ankle. I don't want the knee going forward of the toes, so I'm going to keep it right above. I'm still pressing down and back through the outer left foot, down and forward through the right, as if I'm trying to split my mat into two pieces. My gaze will go over those front right fingers, right down that right middle finger. Feeling strong in our warrior pose. Breathing smoothly, still pressing the feet down into our mats. We're going to keep the legs as they are, and we're going to reach even further through those right fingertips, keeping length in the side body so we're not toppling forward. We're reaching forward. We're going to flip that right palm and we're going to watch it as we reach it up and back. Maybe that left hand finds the left leg. A reverse warrior. We're going to take the pinky down as we keep reaching through the ring finger. Belly still strong as we feel that nice stretch through the right side body. Legs still super strong here, pressing into our mat. We're going to take a deep breath in. Arms stay where they're at. As we exhale, press into that right leg as we straighten. Reverse triangle. Maybe that left hand slides down a little bit more. One more deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to bring the arms back nice and wide as we bend into that right knee, back to our warrior pose. We're going to bring the hands to the hips or even bring them together in front of heart center. We're going to bring the toes to face forward once again. And we're going to switch sides. So now my left toes are going to face the back of my mat. My right toes are going to come in about 45 degrees. I've got that heel to heel alignment. I'm going to make sure I'm actively pressing down and forward into that left foot and down and back through the outer edge of that right foot. Belly is strong here, so I haven't lost my core, my center. I'm going to reach the arms nice and wide, actively reaching through my fingertips, and I'm going to watch my left knee as I begin to bend and stop once I get right over the ankle. I'm going to make sure I'm not toppling forward. I'm reaching back through those right fingertips just as much as the left. We feel both feet strong, active, and powerful here. Still reaching up through the crown of the head, keeping that gentle engagement of the belly. Full body, strong, active, engaged, and powerful as our gaze goes over that left middle finger. Keeping the legs as they are, we'll reach a little further through those left fingertips. We're going to flip the palm and observe that left hand as we reach it up and back. That left hand reaching high, right hand maybe finding the right leg. Nice, beautiful stretch through the left side body. We'll take a deep breath in. As we exhale, straighten into that left leg. Big breath in. As we exhale, the arms return wide, reaching in opposite directions. I'm going to bring the hands together in front of the heart. I'm going to face both sets of toes down the left side of my mat. And then I'm going to gently bring the toes gently in, heels are slightly out. I'm going to keep that engagement of the belly, that gentle lift of the pubic bone and the lengthening of the tailbone down the back body. And on my next breath in, on our next breath in, we're going to reach the arms wide and high again. Maybe our gaze follows if that's comfortable. As we exhale, that big swan dive forward. Right here is where our blocks are helpful. We're welcome to take one, both, or even none, whichever is preferred. We feel the weight of the body gently shifting forward. Hands either coming to the mat or blocks as the crown of the head drops down towards the floor. If we have extra space in the body, we're welcome to walk the fingertips back in line with the toes, but we'll continue to shift the weight forward into the balls of the feet. The heels don't have to come off the floor. We're going to keep them down. We just feel the weight shifting forward. If we've walked the fingertips back, we're going to walk the fingertips forward on the floor or on our blocks. We're going to put a gentle bend into our knees. Carefully, we'll bring the hands onto the hips. Pressing the feet into our mats, we're going to roll up to standing nice and slow. We'll gently bring the feet back underneath the body. And we'll make our way to the top of our mat once again. Finding our strong Tadasana pose just like before, all 10 toes facing forward, all 4 corners of the feet pressing into our mat. Lengthen all sides of the spine as the crown of the head reaches up towards the ceiling. On your inhalation, the arms will sweep wide and high. And as we exhale, big swan dive forward. We're going to bend into the knees so much that the hands come to the floor. One at a time, we'll step the feet back. We're going to drop the knees right away, and we'll swivel the legs out from behind us. We're going to make our way down onto our mat once again. This time, we're going to lie all the way back. So nice and slow, we recline. We're going to hug both knees in close to the body, wrapping the arms around the shins or the backs of the thighs. Take some gentle moving from take some gentle movement, rocking from side to side, maybe drawing the knees away from the body as you inhale and drawing the knees in close as you exhale. Any movement that feels good, take that now. When you're ready, we're going to keep the right knee drawn in. We're going to plant the left foot down onto the mat where it's welcome to stay, or we can slowly reach that left leg forward. If the left leg goes long, we're going to keep that left foot flexed and engaged. We're going to take the hands behind the right thigh, flex into that right foot, and slowly reach it up towards the ceiling. Belly is gently engaged and the shoulders relaxed. We can keep the leg right here, or walk the hands up the leg, drawing the thigh a little bit closer into the body. We're still reaching forward through that left leg, if the foot is if the leg is extended, and reaching high through the right. We'll take one more big breath in. And if that left leg is long, we'll bend the knee, bringing the foot to the floor. We'll cross that right ankle above the left knee. We're going to use the right hand to gently press that right knee forward, keeping the foot flexed and engaged. We're welcome to stay right here, or we'll slowly draw the left thigh in closer to the body, binding the hands behind the left thigh. We'll use that right elbow to encourage the right knee forward. We'll see those left toes peeking above the left knee. That left foot is welcome to stay right here, or we can reach it up towards the ceiling. Both feet active and engaged if they're off the floor. Right knee, right sits bone reaching forward. One more big breath in. And as we exhale, left foot will find the floor. Arms go wide in a T shape or cactus arms, and then we'll lift and shift our hips over towards the right a few inches. We'll cross the right thigh all the way over the left. On your next breath out, we'll let both knees drop over to the left. If this twist is too intense for your body, feel free to unbind the legs, or even take one of those blocks and place it underneath the knees or thighs, lifting the earth a little bit higher to you. Head can turn in the opposite direction of the knees, and eyes close. Our next inhalation will bring the head back to center. With or without the help of the hands, we'll invite the knees back up to center. We'll shift our hips to the middle of our mat and unbind the legs. Draw both knees in close to the body, arms wrap around the shins or behind the thighs. In stillness or with movement, we find what works for us. If we used a block on one side, we'll switch it over to the other. Left knee will stay in close to the body this time. That right foot will find the floor where it can stay, or reach forward, reaching towards the wall in front of you with the flexed and engaged right foot. We'll take the hands behind the left thigh, reach up through the sole of the foot. Same options here. We can keep the hands where they're at, or slowly walk the hands up the back of the leg, drawing the thigh a little bit closer. One more deep breath in. And then we're going to bring that right foot to the floor if it's not already there. We'll cross that left ankle above the right knee. Left foot is still active. And we invite the left knee, left sits bone forward. We can stay right here or take the hands behind the right thigh, drawing the thigh a little bit closer, peeking those toes above the knee. Then we can stay here for a little bit more. We'll reach the right sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. One more deep breath in through the nose. As we exhale, we'll bring the right foot to the floor. We'll lift and shift our hips over towards the left side of our mat a few inches as we cross the left thigh over the right. Arms go wide in a T shape or cactus arms. And on your next breath out, we'll let both knees drop over towards the right. That block is available for support as needed. We'll turn the head over towards the left. Eyes will close as the breath slowly flows in and out of the nose. We'll slowly invite the head back to center. We'll bring the knees back to center. We'll shift our hips back to the middle of our mat as we unbind the legs. We'll draw the knees in close to the body once again. And then we'll take the knees nice and wide. We'll flex into the feet as we reach the soles of the feet high. We'll draw the knees down towards the armpits where the hands can stay behind the thighs, or we can reach up towards the outer edges of the feet. We'll draw the knees down, knees nice and wide. Still breathing here, we're welcome to stay still or explore with straightening and bending into legs. Finding a little bit of movement, maybe a little bit of rocking from side to side. When you're ready, we'll bring the legs back in towards one another. We'll bring the feet towards the floor. We'll extend the legs long. We'll reach the arms overhead. We'll point from fingertips to toe tips. Big breath in. Open the mouth and sigh it out. One more time. We reach through the fingertips, reach through the toes. Big breath in. Sigh it out. We'll bring the arms to rest either beside the body or once again on the body, just as we began. We'll separate the feet to a comfortable distance. Prop yourselves as needed for your final shape, my very favorite shape, Shavasana. Once our props and positions are adjusted, we'll close the eyes, relax the expression of the face, the jaw, and gently, with every breath out, begin to release muscular engagement throughout the body. Keeping the eyes softly closed, we'll begin to invite some small movements back into the body, wiggling fingers and toes, gently taking the head from side to side, beginning to round into the wrists and the ankles, slowly and gently awakening the body once again. When you're ready, we'll bring the feet first to the floor and then slowly in towards the body, giving ourselves one last hug. Slowly, mindful of props around you, we'll roll over onto the right side, using the right arm overhead to support the head and neck. Using the strength of the arms, we'll press ourselves up and around to a comfortable seated shape. Feel free to grab props as needed, such as your blanket or block. From our upright shape, we'll soften the eyes closed once again as we float the hands together in front of heart center. Thank you, each and every one of you, for taking time to come to your mat. It is always an honor and a privilege to guide you through your practice, especially in this time. The divine light in me truly honors the divine light in each and every one of you. Until we meet again, namaste.